In this video, we will be looking at multiplying and dividing polynomials. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to find products and quotients of polynomials by applying the laws of exponents. So let's take a look at what this means. When we multiply polynomials, we're going to distribute to multiply into the parentheses. And we're going to use our exponent rules that we looked at in our last class. So we're going to look at example 2 in this video. We'll come back to example 1 in class. So in example 2, I have two polynomials, also known as binomials, because they have two terms. So I have binomials because they each have two terms. When I multiply, I'm going to distribute each of the terms to the terms in the other parentheses. So let's take a look at what that means. So I'm going to take 2x and multiply it by x. I have 2x and I'm going to multiply that by x. Then I'm going to take 2x and multiply it by 3 plus 2x times 3. Then I'm going to take my negative 1 and multiply it by x. And then I'm going to take my negative 1 and multiply it by 3. Now I need to multiply that out. So I have 2x times x. If we remember back to our exponent rules, these both have an exponent of 1. So I have 2, and x to the first times x to the first is x squared. In my next term, I have 2x times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And I don't have an x on this term, so I'm just going to leave the 1x from my 2x. Then I have negative 1 times x, which is just negative 1x. And negative 1 times 3, which is negative 3. My next step always is to double check for like terms. If I look at all four of these terms, I have 6x and a minus 1x. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2x squared. 6x minus 1x is a positive 5x minus 3. And that is a solution to when I multiply these two binomials together. Let's take a look at a division example. So when I have dividing polynomials by monomials. So we just talked about a binomial is two terms. A monomial is one term. A monomial is one term. So we're going to divide each monomial in the numerator by the monomial in the denominator. So let's look at example 3 for this one. So we're actually going to break up. This one has two terms. So this is a binomial, but I'm going to actually split it up. I'm going to take 4a to the 5th and divide it by 4a to the 5th, my denominator, plus I'm going to divide these. So I just did this, 4a to the 5th divided by 4a to the 5th. Now I'm going to take these two and divide them. 20a to the 7th divided by 4a to the 5th. So now I'm going to divide using my division rules from my laws of exponents from last class. So when I divide here, 4 divided by 4 is 1. A to the 5th over a to the 5th is also 1. Plus 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then I have a. Remember that when I divide, I subtract my exponents. Divide the same base, I subtract my exponents. 7 minus 5 is 2. So this one's going to be equal to 1 plus 5a squared. And that is my solution for this division problem. We will work on the other two examples in class and continue to practicing multiplication and division together in class.